Here we go again.
McNair gives it to George, running right up the middle. Touchdown! Titans! There are no flags on the field! It's a miracle!
The safety, now you're one-on-one with it.
Shows why he's the man! In trouble. Sack!
What's up, Titan Nation? Here we are again, back at it with another recap of your Tennessee Titans as the Tennessee Titans fall to the Los Angeles Chargers 27-17, moving the Tennessee Titans from a whopping 2-7 record. Whoa, watch out. And the Chargers 6-3. Whoo, man, it's getting hard, ladies and gentlemen. Man, it's getting hard to cover these Titans, but man, I'm here with you through the struggle, through the pain. Trust me, we will have our day. But unfortunately, it is not this year. As I'm wearing the Beavis and Butthead, Tennessee Titans shirt because, man, we're playing like a bunch of buttheads. Let's talk a little bit about this game, tell you a little bit about the positives, mostly about the negatives, but hey, we're in it still. We love the Tennessee Titans, even though this year is rough. All right, Will Levis, come back. Mayo King is back in the building, and he didn't play too bad. He did not play too bad, guys, okay? We'll talk a little bit about his good, his bad, but he was 18 for 23, 175 yards with 2 touchdowns. Guess what, guys? No turnovers, no bonkers, no memes, no interceptions. Which, again, take it with a grain of salt. He didn't do bad. I think, personally, didn't do too bad at all. Especially knowing how he plays. Wasn't the best game, don't get me wrong. Will Levis, and I'm not a Will Levis lover or not like that, but didn't have a terrible game, but he didn't have a great game either. But 0 interception. That's big, guys. That's big. Hopefully they can work on that. Tyjae Spears, 7 carries, 47 yards. Calvin Ridley, 5 receptions, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's nice to see Calvin Ridley. Again, we signed him for a big contract. We signed him. He's going to be here for a little bit to see that Will Levis, Calvin Ridley connection. And Calvin Ridley could do something. He could be that wide receiver that we needed to as long as he gets the ball early. And he just needs to run straight. Stop catching the ball and going this sideways and just run straight, man. I don't know why Calvin Ridley does that. All these cutbacks, stop, and this. Just get the ball and go forward. Go forward, Calvin. Stop going side to side. Stop doing these flashes. Just go straight. That's all I need you, Calvin. But Calvin really had a decent game. On the other side of the ball, Justin Herbert, 14 for 18, 164 yards, 1 touchdown. The biggest takeaway from this game, I would say, Titans, 0 turnovers. Obviously, it was that bad play right before halftime where Jeffrey Simmons sacked Justin Herbert. Ball was going forward to the ref, and they said there was no fumble. Momentum swing, big time. Roger McCreary picked it up, took it to the end zone. It would have been 14-13, Titans leading. But it was overturned. Terrible call again. The referee, whatever it is, the refs are terrible. But Titans would have had a nice turnover there. But that doesn't negate the fact that we still lost 27-17. Yes, people are complaining, saying, man, the refs are bad. And yes, the refs are bad. But this was no game decision penalty, okay? Regardless if we would have scored 14, said that the penalty would have been upheld, Titans would have still lost. So let's pump the brakes saying, oh, man, the refs gave the game away. No, we didn't. We still had another half of football to play. And apparently the Tennessee Titans check out after halftime. So let's talk about the third down conversions. There were 3 for 9. Special teams, again, for the Tennessee Titans. There's a glaring issue there in the second half. Got a punt return, I think it was like 55 yards, 56 yards, something like that. You can't have that in special teams. And the Titans gave 7 sacks away compared to when they had Mason Rudolph, I think in total of 2 or 3 games that he only had 3 sacks. Now, I'm going to say this. Some of it does fall on Will Levis, okay, those sacks. Some of it falls on the offensive line as well. Will Levis does hold the ball a little bit too often and does scramble in the pocket a little bit more than usual, where those sacks would have never occurred if he would have just planted his feet, maybe stayed in the pocket a little bit longer. As you see, Mason Rudolph has done that. But this offensive line is still terrible. That right side needs to be fixed. Man, it needs to be fixed. Let me tell you guys, I know you guys are all on board with Sanders or Carson. Now, don't get me wrong. If we decide and we get one of those 2 quarterbacks next year's draft, hey, will I be rooting for them? Of course. Like I said, I root for anyone that's in the two-tone blue. But the fact is, if I was a GM, not saying I was, or I will be, of course, this is just me, okay? This is my opinion. I feel like if the Tennessee Titans were going to do this right, I'm not too sold on Carson. I'm not too sold on Sanders yet. They haven't shown me enough that they could be that guy. And even if they were that guy, this offensive line is terrible. They really, really need to build it from the bottom up. Get that offensive line. If I was the GM, I would next year, again, it's not a sexy pick, I would go for the offensive line. Fix the offensive line. Get a right tackle. Get a couple other plug more people in. Get that offensive line set and ready. Pick up a veteran next year or stick with Will Levis for another year and then go get your QB once you have that offensive line built and they have rhythm and they have experience. Because right now, like I said, you bring Patrick Mahomes in here on this offensive line and he won't be able to do nothing with him, okay? It's that bad. So that's my case. And then don't get me wrong, like I said, I'm just not sold on the QB draft class right now. I know everyone's hyped about Sanders and, again, very talented, but I don't think that meshes good with the Tennessee Titans, what the Tennessee Titans bring. Again, he'll bring a lot of controversy, a lot of eyes will be on the Tennessee Titans, but just not my cup of tea. So I would say, like I said, build that offensive line. Get someone in the first round, good offensive lineman, right tackle. Fix your needs first. We need that. We need an edge rusher. And then eventually, like I said, go get your quarterback. Maybe next year's or the year after that. But build that offensive line. Get a veteran. Get a veteran. Look at Russell Wilson, okay? Russell Wilson did terrible with the Broncos. Everyone said he was washed up. Look, I'm not saying Russell Wilson's great, but hey, he's had a resurgence a little bit in with the Steelers, and I'm happy for him. So why not? Look, Joe Flacco, resurgence. Yeah, he's a little old, but he can still play. Get a veteran. Get a veteran next year and let him plug him in and work on that offensive line. That's it. That's my take on that. Now, hey, I'm not Rand Carthon, you know. They have a plan, and hopefully whatever they have, because this year right now it's not according to plan. It's not going the way we wanted it to go. Obviously, they had bigger visions, especially free agency and stuff, and signing draft players and getting these people. So we'll see what happens. Same old, guys. Same old thing every week. We'll see. It sucks. It sucks talking about the same thing, same problems the Tennessee Titans are having, you know, with the offensive line, with special teams, and nothing gets done. I think, to be honest with you, this is what we're going to get with the Tennessee Titans. There's not going to be no epic comeback, no second, no turnaround or anything like that. What you see is what you got with the Tennessee Titans, unfortunately. So, hey, it is what it is, guys. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Man, we're going to be cheering for the Tennessee Titans every Sunday, regardless of the score, regardless of the record. All right, guys, trust me, it will get better eventually. But I love you guys, and always, Tighten up. Let's go.